Welcome back to the Crypto Clown World channel. I am your host with the honks, Jason Bruce, and we're gonna get honking on in this morning, Wednesday, the 10th of January, 2024. Fix my collar a little bit here. All right. So, what can I say, folks? We all know this is a dirty game, but come on. Let's jump on into the price action. We're going to see just how dirty this was. So, full disclosure, right here, this is where I got liquidated. It wasn't a huge liquidation. I lost like $100. I had a fairly high leveraged long that I positioned in here, and went out to the garage for a smoke and just took my eyes off the market for a second. Had not placed a stop loss as I had just been scalping on really small time frames, and lo and behold, turn around and the next thing I know, bam. So I did take that small liquidation. Those things do happen in this market if you're not careful using risk management. I was just kind of winging it, and that's my fault. So thankfully it was only a small amount of money, but the thing about this is you had this sideways consolidation after that, and then we had this fake ETF news pump and then dump, right? And this was like Darth Maul wick to the max, right, where they took out shorts here to the upside, and then anybody who capitulated up here and went long got absolutely wrecked here. Okay, so what we ended up getting from this move actually was a Fibonacci golden pocket retrace, and we are retesting that level this morning. Okay, so with that retest, there is a little bit of bullish divergence at play on this 7-minute time frame, and we're gonna have to see that bullish divergence hold up in order for Bitcoin to not do something more bearish here. So the 45 level kind of needs to hold, as that's just above the breakout level of the consolidation from this previous level here. Okay, so there is some confluence there. We do have the ETF decision looming. Is Gary going to approve or deny based on the antics that we saw yesterday, which more than likely were actually facilitated by the SEC themselves and not some quote-unquote hacker. With all that being said, something interesting to take a look at here, and hopefully Benjamin Cowan isn't on life support this morning, but Bitcoin dominance is taking a sharp turn down, and the daily looks quite bearish for BTC.D. So when you're looking at this chart, objectively, and I'm saying objectively for a reason, because I think there has been perhaps a little bit of a lack of objective bias in some of the analysis of this chart. We have to kind of take a look at what it's giving us here, and right now this looks like a triple top and a potential retest of the golden pocket. So unless you were to see some sort of support that were to materialize around this 21 MA, I feel this has to retrace further based on this move, as this looks triple topish to me. Technically as well, we did not get a retest of the 200 weekly. So retest the 200 daily, but not the 200 weekly. So perhaps this even comes all the way back down to this 786 retrace, and we see some altcoins catch up with the pumpage from the other day by BTC, where we saw a move up to almost $48,000. So if you're enjoying this analysis so far, and you know, the caveat to this being, we're probably going to see our alts pump if we see this Bitcoin dominance continue to come down. If you're liking what you're seeing here, please make sure that you're honking the like button this morning, or whatever time it may be in the time zone that you're in. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure that you honk the like button and the subscribe bell for notifications. So we're going to bring you these videos in a timely manner going forward, and these updates should be pretty critical to what the market is doing, and should give you some help going forward if you're new to the channel. So if you are, I appreciate you. If you've been here before, I appreciate you as well. And I'm going to jump back in here. So this BTC.D is super important, and I mean, obviously, you know, if we lose this level, we are looking at a gap, a volume gap down. So that would be super interesting. And to corroborate that, you know, Ethereum's been making a little bit of an up move over the last day or so here, but there is some bearish divergence that's creeping in on this 1 hour time frame. However, when you move over to the ETH BTC chart, and I highlighted this on the last news update Monday morning, there's a really nice bullish divergence brewing here on the daily chart, and that falls in line with what we were seeing with Bitcoin dominance, with the dominance coming down. It seems to be floating into Ethereum, and you know, there's been rumors of an Ethereum ETF as well. So I've really been saying the price has to gravitate back up to this 200 weekly and flip it as support. There was an attempt to do that here, you know, a couple more failed attempts, wicked up again, another failed attempt and came back down, but this is creating a strong divergence now on the daily, and that's going back several months now to October. So with that in play, I would say this is quite likely the opportunity for the Ethereum bulls to take the reins and make sure that they don't see a further retracement versus BTC. Ethereum should really be leading the way and outgaining Bitcoin from here, so we'll keep an eye on that. BNB is not looking too strong this morning. I do have fairly sizable leverage position that is actually bleeding out here for every dollar that BNB decides to go down, so I would appreciate it if it would get its ass in gear, as it's kind of invalidating this sort of inverse head and shoulders that I was looking at. The question being, is Bitcoin dumping along with that? Certainly not as aggressive as BNB seems to be. So as the Ethereum dominance is going up, both BTC and BNB dominance appear to be going down. So maybe a significant run coming for Ethereum. And unfortunately, I shook myself out of my Ethereum long position, and I had that established from a really nice level, actually around 1900, and opened up another position, not realizing that I couldn't have two positions open at once, and ended up having to close it to take profit and avoid that liquidity coming down as the market came back down on the last move down. So just poor execution on my part, but with this large long trade open, I am looking to protect this thing at this point, and I really honestly don't want to see these levels bleed out too much further. I do have quite a bit of protection here, and my entry is actually at this orange line, so I don't really see that being threatened. However, it would be nice to book profits if it's going to come all the way back down to the bottom of this potential pattern that it was in here. So we'll see what happens here. I may put a stop loss in there, but honestly, with this position being so far in profit, I'm trying not to stop myself out because I've already paid myself and it's essentially a free trade. So we'll see what happens. Once again, don't want to dwell on that too long. Moving over to Caspa real quick. Proof of work coin tends to move with BTC, so it is moving downwards a little bit. The 1 hour time frame is not looking strong. There is still a bearish divergence at play that has not been broken yet, so CASP is still looking a little bit bearish this morning. As we flip over to Shido, and I'm going to call it Shido from now on. I think I was calling it Shido, and probably Shido is correct. So right now, fix these lines here. Technically, there is still hidden bullish divergence at play. Did have this bearish div, right? And technically that broke out here. But we may be losing that momentum as we're losing the 50 level on the RSI on the 1 hour. Really would like to see the price action hold above this 21 MA and hold this pattern and break out of it. So we'll see if that happens for Shido this morning, or if we see further retracement. Another coin that I am committed to right now, and I have been DCAing over the last few days in this area of this pattern, which looks to be a inverse head and shoulders. This is Nexa. This is a token metrics layer 1 proof of work hot pick. They're saying potential hundreds of X's for this thing. I think it has about 100x potential from my technical analysis. So I'm just looking for this to get started out of this inverse head and shoulders. It's been in this large downtrend here, got a real nice retrace. This is a 786 retrace if you pull a fib on it. And if you move out here on this 4 hour, there's actually this hidden bullish that was at play here. Okay, and that's sort of faded into that bullish div that I'm looking at right now. So I am liking what I'm seeing here. We do have to get into different time frames to see some of these divergences. They're really hiding these divergences over the last week or so. You really have to drill into the different time frames and try and get a better idea of where your divergences are at. So make sure that you're looking at your multiple time frames, folks, as you're doing your analysis and deciding on what you're doing. Me personally, I did DCA into this coin again this morning. I am holding pretty good sized bags for small cap coins in relation to both this and Shido. Putting my money where my mouth is, folks. Took huge gains out of Shido already. Some of it went into this coin and others. So with that in mind, I'm going to get hopping on out of here, honking on out of here for that matter. Once again, folks, on the way out, if you didn't, please honk the like button for me. Get subscribed to the channel and honk the bell for notifications as well. We'll bring you these videos again in a timely manner in the future. I do have another video that's going to be coming out shortly in relation to BlackRock and why the ETF is probably a bad thing overall for BTC, unless you're a really smart investor. So with that in mind, again, I am Jason Bruce. This is Crypto Clown World. Have yourselves a fantastic Wednesday, this 10th of January. God bless you, folks. Take care. Much love, and I will see you soon.